अगर कांग्रेस के रास्ते हम चलते तो 50 साल के बाद भी शत्रु संपत्ति कानून का इंतजार देश को करते रहना पड़ेगा।
Musharraf's property has been sold in India. Yes, you heard it right. Plot number 1078 in UP's Kotana Bangar village has been auctioned. The property earlier belonged to ancestors of former Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf. Musharraf's father Sayyid Musharrafuddin and mother Zareen Begum stayed in Kotana before shifting to Delhi, where eventually Musharraf was born in 1943. According to Baroda SDM Amar Verma, Musharraf's uncle Humayun, who stayed in Kotana, later sold this land to locals and left the country. But this land was taken over by the Indian government and declared an enemy property. Now, let me tell you, this plot or property was an enemy property, declared rightly so under the Enemy Property Act. So, what is the Enemy Property Act? In the wake of the India-Pakistan wars of 1965 and 1971 and India-China war in 1962, there was a wave of migration from India to both the countries. The Enemy Property Act, enacted in 1968, provided for the continuous vesting of enemy property in the Custodian of Enemy Property for India, a government department. The Indian government, through the Custodian, is in possession of enemy property spread across many states in the country, but there was a problem, which was a dispute for property by the successors of property's owner. For instance, in 2005, the son of Raja of Mahmudabad was granted custody of his father's estate by the Supreme Court of India. Following partition, the Raja had left for Iraq and then later settled in London. His son, who was an Indian citizen, battled years in court for the custody rights of property. This decision of Supreme Court has opened floodgates for many other such petitions, raising problems for the Indian government. On 2 July 2010, the then UPA government promulgated an ordinance that restrained courts from ordering the government to divest enemy properties from the Custodian. Days after that, a bill was introduced in Lok Sabha which sought amendment in the Enemy Property Act, but sadly it could not be passed in the UPA tenure. Finally, in 2017, the Parliament passed the Enemy Property Amendment and Validation Bill 2016, which amended the Enemy Property Act 1968. The amended act expanded the definition of the term enemy subject and enemy firm to include the legal heir and successor of an enemy, whether a citizen of India or a citizen of a country which is not an enemy, and the succeeding firm of an enemy firm irrespective of the nationality of its members or partners. PM Modi on various occasions has also pitched up that how the Congress government for years could not amend the Enemy Property Act.
अगर कांग्रेस के रास्ते हम चलते तो 50 साल के बाद भी शत्रु संपत्ति कानून का इंतजार देश को करते रहना पड़ेगा।
After the amendment, the government started the process of selling these enemy properties. And do you know, the worth of total existing enemy properties was calculated to be almost 1 lakh crore. Reportedly, the central government managed to earn over rupees 3,400 crore from the disposal of enemy properties till 2023. As per a February 2024 report, the central government was planning to sell over 2.91 lakh enemy property shares in 84 companies. Just imagine, for years such properties existed in India and the government was indirectly paying for the upkeep. Under the Narendra Modi government, now finally these properties are steadily being disposed of.